So, welcome back to my Chanel fear of liturgy. In the deepest folds of American history, there lies a name spoken only in hushed tones. Blackstone. A family wrapped not in wealth or nobility, but in whispers of curses, madness, and forbidden rites. What if I told you that everything you believe about the rise of powerful families was orchestrated by something much darker? The Blackstone family didn't simply arrive, they were summoned. Tonight, we unveil a legacy so disturbing that many who've investigated it never came back the same. Welcome to the true story of the macabre history of the Blackstone family. Visual suggestions. Slow zoom on a foggy Victorian estate. Whispered Latin chants in background. Flash of old portraits with faces scratched out. The Blackstone lineage traces back to the 1690s, arriving from rural Eastern Europe with little documentation and even less explanation. They settled on the outskirts of what would later become Massachusetts. Local folklore tells of a strange man named Elias Blackstone. He arrived alone, yet somehow acquired a massive property, servants, and the town's trust, almost overnight. But within a year, the land began to rot. Livestock were born malformed. Children whispered of a tall figure wandering the woods at night, chanting in a language no one could place. Then came the deaths. First the pastor's family, then the doctor. All bodies found without blood, with ash symbols etched into their skin. The Blackstones claimed innocence, but none dared confront them directly, because everyone who tried vanished. The Blackstone Manor, built in 1711, was no ordinary mansion. Locals called it the breathing house. Doors slammed without wind, walls bled a thick black sap. Servants told stories of basement floors that pulsed like living skin, and windows that looked out onto landscapes not of this world. One journal, hidden for 150 years, describes nightly rituals in the wine cellar. A pentagram burned into the stone, human-like statues that moved slightly between each visit. Yet the town stayed silent. Why? Because they were paid. Bribed with land, coin, and security. As long as they didn't question what the Blackstones did in the dark, they were left alone. Until the disappearances began. Those who worked for the Blackstones began to change. Servants would whisper cryptic lines in their sleep. One maid gouged her own eyes, saying she saw the other side. Psychiatrists at the time diagnosed collective hysteria, but private letters from local doctors hint at mass hypnosis and forced confessions. Diaries revealed chilling entries. I forget my name sometimes. They say it's Jane, but she says otherwise. Who was she? One name repeats, Lady Amara Blackstone, known to experiment on orphan girls taken in by the family. Every one of those girls was later declared dead by suicide, but their bodies were never recovered. This wasn't just cruelty. It was experimentation in soul control. By the late 1800s, the Blackstones weren't feared. They were worshipped. Judge Hamilton Blackstone manipulated trials involving the family. Bank records show bribes to state officials. And then, the church turned. A new religious movement, the Order of St. Hallowed Light, was funded entirely by Blackstone gold. Their symbols matched the carvings found in the manor's basement. This wasn't a family hiding darkness. This was a family installing it in society's very foundation. In 1924, a team of state officials entered the Blackstone estate to investigate tax fraud. What they found was far worse. A hidden chamber behind the library wall revealed cages, not for animals, but for people. Symbols in blood, bones engraved with scripture. Most disturbing, a fossilized fetus with both human and avian features displayed like a relic. Investigators were silenced. Reports vanished. Only one officer ever spoke, just once, before being committed to an asylum. The Blackstones never died. They just changed shape. In 1976, the last official heir, Victor Blackstone, vanished during a thunderstorm. Some say he became a recluse. Others believe he passed the curse on. But online forums report sightings. A man fitting his description has appeared at underground cult ceremonies in Romania, Nevada, even Tokyo. Whether Victor still lives, or if his soul jumped bodies, remains unknown. But if he walks among us, he carries a legacy too monstrous to bury. This video was built from historical records, folklore, and suppressed files. Some say we shouldn't be telling this story. But you watched. You heard. That means they've seen you. Comment, "I see the hidden door," to prove you're not afraid. Because the Blackstone's story doesn't end here. It continues. Every time you look away. Don't blink.